can say this. If we had done a better job of controlling our social house parties, I would not be up here today with tougher restrictions on businesses. And for those of you who are out there saying, it's no big deal, I want you to know a lot of people are going to lose their job and maybe their lives because you're taking that approach. And over the past month, I have tried to get a handle on the virus by having targeted restrictions. I lowered the social gathering limit, prohibited parties, asked offices to go back to remote work, limited indoor sports, put a curfew on bars and restaurants, stagger folk, make them wait in line, start wrapping it up by 10 or 10:30 Friday and Saturday. Wear your mask, follow your rules, go worship, go home. Please go home. I've been begging and pleading with the people of Rhode Island to stop having parties. Unfortunately, it's not working. Nothing seems to be working right now. You continue to see it. People willfully disregarding what we're asking. People insisted on having Halloween parties a couple of weeks ago. Hugging people, 6 or 7 people coming over watching football, hugging people. It's maddening. Sneaking out of isolation before we're supposed to. And we're spending a lot of resources on trying to find those people and get them into quarantine, and I really wish they would continue to quarantine. Maybe there's better technology solutions that we can find to enforce quarantine.
Yeah, human beings are difficult to regulate at times. Yeah, human beings are difficult to regulate at times. Yeah, human beings are difficult to regulate at times.
We might just need some blunt instrument to settle things down. If everybody just stopped it, we would have the control to put a lid on this virus. We would have the control. We would have the control. So if you don't want, again, to have broad-based lockdowns, we have to really rein it in right now. It's behavior change and mobility that I'm going to be tracking. The less people comply, the more we have to do. It's not working. I'm going to be taking a very serious look at Thanksgiving restrictions. We got to go back to being strict about this. Celebrate Thanksgiving with the people you live with. Start now planning for new traditions. All of us are staying at home with our kids. I know that's a drag. We are monitoring social media. You also hear from as many people who say, we're just not doing it. I hear from people who say they're just not going to follow the rules. If you guys want to take that approach, your behavior is going to lead to another shutdown of Rhode Island's economy. It means people will lose their lives. This is important. These regulations will save lives. For those folks out there who think it's okay to not follow the rules, who thought it was okay to have Halloween parties, you need to know that that's costing lives. People insisted on having Halloween parties a couple of weeks ago. It's hard for me to understand that because it does matter, because people are dying every day. As sure as I stand here, if we don't cut down on these parties, I will be back in 2 weeks with a shutdown order. And that will be brutal. And that will be because certain people decided they just had to have that party. We really can't afford another lockdown. I fear that we are moving towards another lockdown. Businesses are really struggling. And I know this economy is hanging on by a thread, and this is the really hard part. The Monday after Thanksgiving, the state of Rhode Island is entering a 2-week pause. This is key. This is the crux of our winter strategy working. Nothing seems to be working right now. It's not working. If everybody in Rhode Island went home today and wrote down a list of 6 people that they were going to limit their lives to for the next month, promised to wear their mask wherever they were, cancel social engagements, we'd be fine. We have confidence that if Rhode Island cooperates and complies for 2 weeks, we have a real shot to temper the rise which would allow us to limit the pause to just 2 weeks. If we don't, then I will have to go back to a total lockdown after the 2 weeks. So if we want to have any hope for a nice, Christmas, Hanukkah, year-end celebrations, we really have to buckle down now.
Yeah, human beings are difficult to regulate at times.
Call off Christmas.